Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to another installment of East Coast Formula One action. We are here for round 3 of Season 2 in Azerbaijan for the Grand Prix here in Baku. Everyone's getting ready for qualifying here as we get ready to kick off the session. Right under the camera there you can see an Alfa Romeo looks to be first out on track. I will get my map up here. He is the first one out and he's well ahead of everybody. A couple cars, a Williams and McLaren head out, a Haas and a Renault. Let's hop on board with, looks like Murph Selly is the first out on track. Eager to get going here. This is an interesting street circuit, one of a few on the grid, or sorry, on the schedule, mind you. If anyone watched the race this year, or didn't for that matter, we saw some exciting action as he heads through the castle section here, a very famous part of the track. We saw a couple big crashes in the actual race, as well as a few in qualifying. So this is definitely a circuit that doesn't fail to put on a show for everyone. So we'll see how it goes today. As Murph Selly comes into the final sector of the track, a very high speed sector. A left and right hander onto the pit straight. As he crosses the timing line and into the DRS section, you can see the wing open there, and he'll get moving to start his first lap. We already got some Renan fans out there, the McLaren driver. As he rounds turn 1 here, Murph Selly heads into turn 2, a heavy braking section into another DRS zone. Good exit, nice and wide. This corner up here is very famous for some crashes. It's a heavy braking zone, and the wall comes up a little quicker than a driver might anticipate, and it tends to collect cars quite often. That corner there was a runoff by Nikita Mazepin this year in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Very clean corner there. Quick left-hander, doesn't invalidate, so that's a very nice corner as he comes into the castle section. Famous for collecting the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. This is coming up on a Red Bull pretty quick here. Red Bull does a good job getting out of the way. So that's a purple sector too. There hasn't been a ton of cars out right now. A few more will be coming into the end of the second sector here soon. So we'll see where he stacks up. Murph Selly going to be the first to cross the line. The time to beat is a 1:39.527 by the Alfa Romeo, and I'll cruise down here to the Haas of Hightower. Oh, no, not Hightower, sorry, Soy Loco. Coming around that fast right-hander onto the pit straight. That Haas is moving. We'll hop on board here as he heads into the spot where Verstappen crashes here. He'll go fastest with, second fastest, 141.463. We got a Williams coming. LFR Harold goes third, 142.811, and a McLaren coming. Renan goes second fastest, the 141.2. Got a Renault of Hash. He'll have to take another trip around. We got Labatt's going second fastest, to the 141.031. Niru and Houdini coming across the line right after each other in the 141 and 142. Owen Wilson going second fastest, 139.9. Quite a few drivers coming across the line at the same time there as Dissection completes his lap and runs into the turn, or the runoff of turn 1. Matt Rosie going fastest with a 138.786, an Alfa Romeo 1-2 so far. a few minutes into qualifying here. Smith Pell going fourth fastest, the defending champion of Season 1 in the Red Bull. Monkey Mafia 142.923 in the McLaren. We got another Red Bull coming that looks like Fox. We'll hop on board with him. He's pushing that Red Bull to the limit with a 141.4. Good enough for 9th place so far. Let's see. Smith starting his hot lap in the AlphaTauri as he heads through turn 1. Into turn 2, good exit there on the power. The DRS zone is very quickly after that exit of the turn, so you can immediately get on the power and push that car to the limit. Guitar Maniac sitting in 5th, Dissection 6th, 7th goes Hash with a 140.912. Can see some more cars, quite a few on their in laps by the looks of it. Alright, we'll hop on board again with Smith here in the AlphaTauri. We got a few Renan fans out there. We got some McLaren supporters. A lot of support for Renan. Let's see how he does today. Currently sitting in 9th for McLaren. In the pits right now, looking to either change some tires or refuel. Maybe set up the car a little bit differently and get back out there. The AlphaTauri is moving. Got the DRS open. Let's see what kind of pace he has. Smith in the AlphaTauri going 14th fastest overall so far with a 142.050. P14 for the AlphaTauri driver. Oh, we got a spin from ZGS. Busted front wing. He was on his outlap, pushing a little too hard, I think. I guess partially good that he's right near the pits there, so he'll dive in, get a new front wing from his crew, and head back out there. Details, the next one on a hot lap for Racing Point. Let's see what kind of pace Details got today. Bit of a lock up there. Nothing the pink Mercedes can't handle. Setting a purple sector 1, that's a good start. Means he's gone fastest overall throughout all of the drivers in the first sector as he comes into that heavy braking right-hander headed into Castle. We'll hop on board here. It's a very tight spot, uphill left hand. It's very easy to tap the walls, either on the inside or outside. There's a car ahead of him, hopefully. Okay, he manages to keep going. That's Renan, the crowd favorite right now, as he passes a couple cars. Bit of a lockup. Let's see once he gets down to the bottom of the hill here if he's got a purple sector 2. He does. Detail is moving. Very good line, just hugging the wall there as he comes into the DRS section. Let's see how the Racing Point does. Detail goes 4th fastest with a 140.169. Might have lost a little bit maybe on the exit of the end of the second sector potentially, but good enough for P4 so far for Detail as Labatt's heads into the pits for Mercedes. Alright, so we're hanging out with the crowd favorite here, Renan. Alright, we got Monkey Mafia saying partly cloudy for the race. It can rain here But looks like today we are going to have a dry race. As Renan closes in on the castle here in Baku. Bit of a lock up there. But hangs onto his line quite well. Gets a good exit. His teammate not too far behind him. Setting a purple second sector, that's a good sign as he's closing in on the back of a racing point. Renan goes 7th fastest with a 1:44.12. P7 for the McLaren driver. His teammate Monkey Mafia sitting in 18th right now with a 1:42.9. You can see another racing point coming around. That's Detail diving into the pits. Here comes a Ferrari. That'll be Niru. He's diving into the pits as well. Guitar Maniac. Oh, I missed it. Guitar Maniac crashed in the second sector. So I'll have to get the crane out there and get that car moved off the track. I don't know if we'll catch the carnage here as Hash comes around. No, the car disappeared before. Obviously got a little squirrely there and couldn't quite hang on to it. Fox coming down the pit straight. He'll improve his time quite significantly, moving up into P5. The other Red Bull here today moving up quite a few spots. Great qualifying so far from Red Bull. Ash coming down. He's a little over a second ahead of his previous time. Ash moving from P12 to P5. Great work from the Renault driver. Ash moving up quite a few spots. Houdini does improve his time. He was about 6/10 up. Sitting in P15 at the moment. Quite a few cars diving into the pits at the moment by the looks of it. We got 4.5 minutes remaining here in qualifying. Looks like we got an AlphaTauri moving. That's ZGS out on his next hot lap. We saw earlier he did have a bit of a hiccup spinning into the wall. But he is looking for redemption, so let's see where the other AlphaTauri driver moves. The only guy on the grid at the moment not to have a timed lap. So, hopefully he regained his composure. Sticking it nice and close to the wall there. Let's see how he does. He's got good lines. Nice good exit there. Definitely want to use as much track as possible. Setting a purple sector 1, ZGS. Going fastest overall through the first sector so far. As he comes into Castle. Very tight section. Couple of high-speed left-handers into a downhill left. Coming to the bottom of the hill, the end of the second sector. Isn't a purple sector 2. But we'll see where he stacks up. He is the only driver to not have a timed lap, so almost certainly any way but up or down, I guess. He'll move up from P19 to P11. ZGS going 11th fastest with a 140.826. Dissection sitting in P9 as he crosses the line. Smith starting his next hot lap. He's moving pretty good. Owen Wilson hanging on to pole at the moment with a 138.754, 300ths ahead of Matt Rosie. Those guys are showing some serious pace this season. They've been the front runners from the beginning. Quite a few cars out on track there as Dissection's trying to get a hot lap in. Oh, and he cuts the corner too much and invalidates. Hopefully he's got enough fuel to make it around if he wants to improve at a P9. See a Williams LFR Harold starting his next hot lap. Through turn 1. We saw a lot of chaos here this year, so maybe Azerbaijan will be just as crazy. Hightower moves up into P12 with a 140.473. Moving Haas up into P12. His teammate Soy Loco sitting in 4th at the moment. You see a Renault coming down the track. Oh, that is a Dissection again. He's diving into the pits. That'll be the end of qualifying for the Renault driver. Reenan starting his next hot lap. Smith for AlphaTauri moving up a couple spots into P16. Smith Pell starting his final hot lap for Red Bull. Detail moving up into P3, bumping Murph Selly down. Detail going 3rd fastest overall with a 139.386. A few drivers coming across the line. Soy Loco bumping up a couple spots into P3 with a 139.282. Currently sitting on the 2nd row. Reenan to lock up, almost hits the wall, but clears it. LFR Harold moving up into P8 to finish qualifying. 8th overall for the Williams driver with a 140.147. Heavy lockup from Reenan, but he hangs on to it. What's he gonna do? Looking a little cloudy out there in Azerbaijan. He's giving it all he's got. But he's not up on his time, so he bails out into the pits. That'll do it for Reenan. Currently sitting P12. We got a few drivers still left on track to cross the line. We got a Ferrari coming. And a Red Bull. They'll cross the line. That'll do it for them. Smith is out of fuel. Got another McLaren. Monkey's 1.5 seconds up on his time. Moving out of 19th into P17 with a 141.207. Hash, he's a 10th up. That'll finish his qualifying. He'll be starting P6. Here comes Labatt's. He's diving into the pits as well. Only a couple other drivers still left. I think that'll pretty much do it by the looks of it. There you have it, Owen Wilson sitting on the top of the grid. Got some serious pace up in the front there, so we'll see how this race goes. Turn 1 can definitely tend to be pretty hectic. So we'll see what happens there. As the final driver, Soy Loco, dives into the pits in the Haas. And that'll round off qualifying here in Baku. As they move the car into the garage, that should send us out of qualifying. Soy Loco sitting third. Alright, Owen Wilson taking the top position, taking pole here with a 138.754. Matt Rosie for Alfa Romeo on the second row. Or on the second spot, sorry. Soy Loco, Smith Pell locking out the second row. Detail going fifth. Hash sixth. Murph-Selly seventh. Fox eighth. P9 to Harold and Labatt's rounding out the top 10. Dissection going 11th fastest. Reenan P12. Guitar Maniac P13. 14th goes to Hightower. ZGS P15. Smith P16. Monkey Mafia P17. 18th goes to Houdini. And Niru rounding out the grid P19. Looking for that Driver of the Day award here in Azerbaijan. Alright, as other guys get their final setups ready, select their tire strategies, they'll move out onto the grid and get ready for the formation lap. Got lots of different speeds of drivers out on the grid today. We had Owen Wilson, Murph-Selly, and Matt Rosie on the podium the last two races, if I recall correctly. Or Matt Rosie, sorry, last round there, but Alfa Romeo and Williams doing a great job so far this season. Should be an exciting round today. Everyone's just getting ready. I don't know if we've got issues or we're just waiting for the game to load up, so just bear with us, folks. believe we're having some technical difficulties here. Oh, there we go. Now the countdown has started. Alright, the formation lap has begun. Owen Wilson leading out the grid, followed by Matt Rosie and Soy Loco. Taking off ahead of the pack, getting those tires warmed up. Weaving back and forth, getting some heat in the tires. I'll get the tires figured out here. Alright, as you can see, the top 10 drivers going out on the sauce, which is what they would have qualified on. The bottom half of the grid pretty mixed with the hards and mediums, guys looking to stretch out their first stint. Hoping they can get an overcut on some of the other drivers. So we'll see just what happens. Safety cars are pretty prevalent here, so we'll see if we get any of those today. I know the game has been slightly glitchy and not handing out safety cars as it should, but we'll see. Dissection disqualified from the session. I don't know if he got into the back of another driver or what happened there, but he'll be sitting on the grid with some cold tires. Addicted Pit Stop Strategies brought to you by AWS, a one-stop soft to hard, or a two-stop soft, medium, soft. So anything can happen here, so we'll see just how that goes. Looks like Guitar Maniac is backing up the grid quite a bit. Taking his time getting the heat into those mediums. You need all the help you can get to get those nice and warm at the start of the race. As the computer takes over, cars head through. Monkey Mafia, P17, Houdini, and Niru bringing up the back for Ferrari. Cruise on up to the front here with Owen Wilson, ready to start the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here in Baku. As the cars get set. Alright, we're ready to go. 1, 2, 3 red lights, 4 and 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and we're racing here in Baku. As we head into turn 1, got a good overhead shot. Very clean through turn 1. Fantastic job by all the drivers. Oh, we got a bit of contact there between the Williams and a racing point. As they unhook and get going there, that's Detail and Harold getting into it. Unfortunate for those two. Got some bump between AlphaTauri and the other racing point. Got some mix-ups here on the grid. we go, it's starting to level out now. Owen Wilson jumping out to an early lead, 1.5 second gap. Smith Pell right on the gearbox of Soy Loco in the Haas. A little bit of contact between a few guys, but that's about it. Oh, we got a spun Renault coming out of the castle section. He's leaving some carbon fiber behind. He's missing the entire right side of his wing. Dissection not having a good race day. This will lead to an early pit stop here on lap 1. As the drivers come down the pit straight, ZGS trying to get a slipstream here on Guitar Maniac. Owen Wilson setting the fastest lap, but that'll change. Early pit stop for Soy Loco. A couple different one-stop strategies. We'll see how those work out. Soy Loco moving off the softs to the mediums. Detail in the pits as well. Getting that wing change from the early contact there with Harold. He'll zoom out of the pits. Harold jumping out just ahead of him. Owen Wilson still hanging on to the lead at the moment. We got a bit of a issue with the timing board, but that will hopefully work itself out. Matt Rosie chasing down Owen Wilson. Heavy lockup nearly into the wall. Manages to hang on though. Smith Pell in hot pursuit. We're slowly but surely getting the grid worked out here. Trying to keep an eye on those gaps. Detail only 6/10 behind Harold. Matt Rosie setting the fastest lap with a 1:43.3. As race control has enabled DRS. So this should get us some overtaking opportunities here. Soy Loco sitting in P16 after an early unscheduled pit stop, I'm thinking. The gaps aren't too close right now. Here we go, we got Hightower with an AlphaTauri in hot pursuit. Smith looking to make up a spot here. He had the help of DRS on that last straight. Help close up the gap a little bit, so we'll see if he can gain on Hightower. As long as he stays within 1 second, he'll have a good opportunity on the pit straight. But Hightower is putting the moves on, slowly pulling away from him here. As they head into the castle section. Smith is losing a bit of time. He's got to close that gap if he wants to gain a position here on Hightower, but Hightower is racing. Doesn't have much time to do it. Oh, and Smith hits the wall. Majorly unfortunate. He's missing an end plate. That's going to be an early pit stop, I'm thinking. Said Monkey Mafia left. My apologies. I'm going to see if I can get him back in here. Alright, Smith, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane on that unscheduled pit stop there after making contact with the wall. Niru in hot pursuit of ZGS here, right on the gearbox of that AlphaTauri. Gets a good exit. ZGS doing a good job of defending. Oh, we got a Haas in the wall. Soy Loco having an issue there. Is his wing okay? It might be slightly damaged, but he's got both end plates. ZGS is holding off Niru for the time being. Niru only half a second back. So he could easily fall on the pit straight here as he's coming up on Niru's teammate, Guitar Maniac. It's a very long pit straight here in Baku. It is quite an overtaking opportunity. ZGS is very low on battery power. Niru putting it down. Detail crashing in the castle section as ZGS dives into the pits. He must have had more damage than we thought. Going for a new wing change on 4-lap Old Hearts. Owen Wilson losing a spot to Matt Rosie. I missed that. Matt Rosie taking over top spot right now. Labatt's sitting about a second back from Fox in the Red Bull. Looks quite familiar, the Mercedes chasing the Red Bull as at least this season. Smith sitting on the grid as the only player with a penalty at the moment. We are only 5 laps in. His was for speeding in the pit lane, going for a wing change. ZGS only sitting 6/10 back of Soy Loco in the Haas. Soy Loco has opened that gap up actually just as I'm saying that. He's just about a second away. Little over a second. ZGS losing the back end a little bit there. Cool wing shot as we head through the castle. It's definitely a very interesting part of the track. One of the more interesting parts of the entire season, Owen Wilson giving up on the softs at 5 laps. Murph Selly right behind him. So it'll be interesting to see what these guys go to. We got 20 laps remaining here in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix as the Alfa Romeo comes in, swapping on a set of mediums, getting a brand new front wing. As they drop the Alfa Romeo and he heads out of the box. Murph Selly going on the mediums. Owen Wilson also opting for the mediums as he comes out right behind Hightower. Soy Loco making up a spot on Monkey Mafia. I missed that. My apologies, folks. Owen Wilson making up a spot on Hightower now. He got the DRS on the second straight of the track there. There's stuff happening all over the place and I can't catch it all. ZGS making up a spot on Monkey Mafia on those brand new mediums. Bit of a lock up there. Monkey Mafia. I thought he had some damage, but doesn't look like it. The timing board is a little off at the moment. I think Monkey Mafia's got some issues right now. Not quite sure what was going on with Monkey Mafia there, but Mad Rosie in the pits now, Smith Pell in the pits, as is Hash. Labatt's diving into the pits. Reenan taking over the lead of the race. 6 laps on the mediums right now. Renan leading for McLaren for the time being. Hash moving on to the hards. Labatt's going in for the mediums on the Mercedes, and mediums for the majority of the rest of the grid. It's looking like a soft to medium kind of strategy right now. Murph Selly making up a spot on the Mercedes. Detail out a brand new set of mediums. He's looking to make up some ground on the rest of the grid here. Heavy lockup into that turn. Luckily doesn't hit the wall though, as he comes down the pit straight. Owen Wilson right on the gearbox of Guitar Maniac. See what happens here. I don't know if Owen Wilson's playing a bit of a strategy game or if Guitar Maniac's actually staying ahead of him. Heavy lockup by the Ferrari. Thinking Owen Wilson was taking advantage, leaving Guitar Maniac ahead to get DRS down the pit straight as we got a bit of a train going here. Owen Wilson could lose spots. It is chaos. Wheel to wheel, we got 4 cars here. Hash trying to get by. 3 cars at DRS. Smith, Pell, and the Red Bull making up ground on Owen Wilson, taking the outside. And he does it. Smith Pell sticks it around the outside. Fantastic move by the Red Bull. This will give Owen Wilson DRS down the second straight. But Smith Pell had a great exit. I don't think he's going to catch him. And he doesn't coming down into the next turn. Fantastic driving. Great work by the defending champ, Smith Pell and Red Bull. Owen Wilson's not giving up though. He is right on the gearbox of the Red Bull. We got some fans out there for the McLaren driver of Renan, looking to place bets if anyone else wants to go in on it. Owen Wilson playing the same card here as he did on Guitar Maniac. Smith Pell making him work for it. Hightower and Murph Selly making up spots on Guitar Maniac. I don't know if Guitar Maniac's missing the entire front wing on the Ferrari. That would explain it. Owen Wilson will have DRS here, kind of making Smith Pell a sitting duck. Great work by Smith Pell holding off the Williams. Murph Selly taking advantage of the DRS, getting by Hightower on the pit straight. Lots of moves. The DRS down that back straight is a huge help to the drivers. As you can see, there was a ton of position changes there. And the broadcast team doing their best to catch all of the race action. Smith Pell doing a great job of defending against Owen Wilson. Hopefully it's not at the expense of tire wear, but we'll see what happens here. We're only on lap 9 of 26 here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in the great city of Baku. Houdini closing in on Hightower. He's got the Red Bull of Fox hot on his tail. So looks like we should have... We got a... Oh, ZGS had an issue. We got a virtual safety car. As the AlphaTauri needs to get picked up off the track. Everyone does need to come to a slower speed, and we're green lights. We're racing again. Lock up by Reenan there. Reenan currently sitting in second position for the McLaren Racing team. Matt Rosie sitting in first with about a 5-second gap. That's only 3/10 back of Fox. He's closing in here as they come through the castle section. About the closest gap on the grid at the moment. Owen Wilson about the same back from Soy Loco. Owen Wilson getting some serious help from DRS today. He's the timing is just right for the Williams driver. Coming up on the back of these other racers right at the right time. Looks like we should have a bit of a DRS train here. Fox, he'll be in DRS range of Hightower in the Haas. So we'll see just how well the DRS works here in Baku. As you can see, Owen Wilson there making a move on Soy Loco as Soy Loco dives into the pits. Fox and Labatt. Oh, Hightower making contact with the wall. Let's see what happens here. Looks like Labatt's gets DRS, but Fox had a good exit out of turn 2. Labatt's won't quite catch him. He looks down the inside, but won't do it just yet. Hightower half a second back of Owen Wilson. And that gap is opening up. As we cruise on down, Harold sitting in P13 in the Williams. Houdini getting DRS. Trying to catch up there in the Racing Point. Won't quite do it. He'll hang on and try to make that move at another spot. Depending on if he passes him or not, he may get the DRS down the pit straight again. But we'll see what happens. Smith Pell looks like he's looking to make a move here on Niru. And he will. He'll get DRS as he makes the pass just before the line. Niru is sticking on his gearbox there. Might have been using some extra fuel and electrical power. But nonetheless, stays right behind him. Labatt's right up to the back of Fox into the braking zone. Fox hangs onto the outside line. There's contact. Labatt's loses a couple spots. Hopefully no damage to the Mercedes as the Haas of Hightower closes in on the back of Labatt's in the Black Arrow. Houdini making up a move here on the pit straight as he sticks on the outside. Makes the move on Harold. Oh, goes wide. So that'll give Harold the option for DRS. Gets a little squirrely. Oh, we got Guitar Maniac off track in the Ferrari. Missed his braking point into turn 2. But it looks like the Ferrari came out unscathed. That won't require a pit stop. We got a close three-way battle here between the Racing Point of Houdini, the Williams of Harold, and the Renault of Dissection. Great work by the drivers today. One penalty so far. That is the AlphaTauri Smith. That was early on, but other than that, great work. Dissection hanging on to the back of Harold. Harold, it looks like, won't have DRS down the pit straight. If the timing stays the way it is, Dissection may make a move here. We'll hop on board the Renault as he closes in on Harold quite quickly here as we move up to the DRS zone right here. Harold is conserving energy. You can see his light flashing, but he holds off the... Oh! Dissection goes down the inside, makes a move on the Williams. Great work by Dissection. He wasn't waiting until the next DRS zone. He just wanted 14th place right now. Great work. As he hunts down Houdini now. Labatt's in 4/10 behind Niru here as they go through the castle. Murph-Selly looking to make up a spot here on Hash. Hash takes a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, running wide there at the exit of Sector 2. We're on board the Alfa Romeo. Hash is defending, trying to get out of the slipstream. Moving quite a bit. As Selly goes down, oh no, and he loses it. He had the outside line, but the car couldn't hang on. As Murph-Selly gets away. Or sorry, Hash gets away. Brings that gap a little closer to the drivers behind him, but he'll be looking to get back in a battle here with Hash, hopefully in a few short laps. Niru 5/10 back of Fox, and Labatt's about the same. Smith dove into the pits for a new set of tires on the AlphaTauri. Loses a couple spots there. Curious to see just how far some of these drivers can push. It looks like Hightower is on his original hards from the start of the race. Fox under pressure from Niru as they head into the castle. We've got a three-way battle here going in 7th to 9th. Looks like the cars are within DRS range. Fox did a good job of defending earlier on, so we'll see if he can do that again. Down this very long straight here in Baku. So he runs a little wide there. Niru is closing in a hurry. Labatt's doing the same. He'll get that wing open, he'll get by the Red Bull. Fox stays in behind Labatt's, looks down the inside, makes contact. And loses it. Labatt's is not having good luck here in turn 1. As he loses a spot, and he's under pressure from Soy Loco as well in the Haas. Gets DRS, is he gonna get by him? Moves to the inside. Into the braking zone. Labatt's not giving up too easy. Soy Loco makes the move up into P9. Labatt's not giving up too easy though. He's sticking on him. Keeping the pressure on. $11 laps here to go in round 3 of the East Coast Formula One Championships, second season. Matt Rosie having the fastest lap so far with a 1:42.513. Alfa Romeo potentially picking up an extra point today. Matt Rosie leading the pack with a 13-second gap on the Red Bull of Smith Pell. Great work by the drivers today. Hightower sitting about half a second back of Harold, which they're coming into the end of the second sector, which means we got that long straight coming up. Could very well mean a position change. Labatt's hanging about a second back of Soy Loco as he gets DRS here to help him close that gap. Soy Loco did a good job of opening up the gap a little bit further than they had before as they head through turn 1 into turn 2 here, the second DRS section of the lap. See if he can't catch up. Apologies. Alright, the gaps have opened up quite a bit on track here. Nothing too close, so we'll just kind of fade down the field here. The helicopter showing the Renault of Dissection there, sitting in 11th place, making up quite a few spots there. He was hanging out in the bottom, but he is stretching those mediums, making a good fight back up the grid. Houdini not far behind him. Hightower in 13th. 14th is Harold in the Williams. Guitar Maniac sitting in P15. 6-lap old hard, so he'll be looking to stretch those, I'm thinking, right till the end of the race. Smith sitting in P16 in detail is 17th in the Racing Point. Matt Rosie sitting in first place with a 14 second gap on Smith Pell, as it looks like he's closing up on the back of Detail. So I think this might be the first lapped car of the race, potentially. We've got a couple cars, Houdini and Harold, in the pits. Harold swapping out his hards for a new set of something. We've got about 10 laps to go here. Brand new set of mediums for the Williams driver. Hash sitting in P3, Wilson sitting in P4, Reenan sitting in P5, the crowd favorite, Neru sitting in P6, Fox P7. And it looks like Smith retired in the pits. That'll do it for the AlphaTauri car. As the car pulls out of the pits. And retires at the end of the pit lane. Virtual safety car, unfortunately. That should be green any moment now, as the car has been cleared away. still under the yellow virtual safety car. Cars have to obey the Delta, otherwise there could be some penalties. Oh, and Fox snagging a drive-through, being outside that Delta time, speeding under the safety car. Majorly unfortunate. That's a bad penalty to get. Luckily, he's on brand new softs. So he doesn't need to necessarily pit again. That could have been completely... I mean, this will hurt his race. But that could have been extremely devastating for the Red Bull driver. So he'll move around the track as fast as he can and drive through the pits. So that's roughly probably about a 25-second penalty, so to speak. So he'll need to move through that quick. Owen Wilson making up a spot on Niru. Oh, and I think he contacted the wall. Oh yeah, he's missing a major portion of his wing. Owen Wilson making an unpredicted pit stop here on lap 19. So I imagine he's going to throw on a brand new set of softs and try to make up some space, make up some spots as he loses a few. Fox coming down the pit straight. He's aiming his car into the pits. He won't do it though. He'll wait another lap. Owen Wilson just exiting the pits now. Fresh wing, fresh softs. 7 laps to go here in Baku. Let's see what he can do. Matt Rosie in a brand new set of mediums. Lost a position to Hash. Hash is on 11 lap old hards. We know Matt Rosie's got some serious pace in the Alfa Romeo. Let's see how long the Renault can hold him off. He is going to have DRS here, which is a major advantage on that long straight, essentially completely topping out the speed of these Formula One machines as they come through that final fast right-hander. We'll hop on board the Alfa Romeo. Hash looks down the inside trying to break that slipstream. Matt Rosie setting a purple third sector as he gets by Hash, moving into turn 2. Oh, Hash gets into the back of him. Looks like the Alfa Romeo came out unscathed. Might not be able to say the same for the Renault. Gaps are fairly open throughout the rest of the grid. This is the closest on-track battle, so we may stay on here. Fox setting the purple fastest lap for Red Bull with a 1:42.363. Maybe snagging an extra point for Red Bull. I guess we will see. Owen Wilson is on a fresh set of softs. He's got some good pace for anyone that hasn't seen the races this season. Hash is slowly falling back to the better compound that Matt Rosie has on his car. Dissection 1:42.322. Fastest lap for Renault. As the track heats up, we get more rubber on there. The cars are just moving faster. Matt Rosie currently leading with 6 laps to go here as he comes by the pits. Smith Pell half a second back of Hash on fresh softs. Goes to the outside, Hash defends. Smith Pell goes on the inside line, but doesn't quite do it. He'll hang back here, try to get a good exit and use the DRS to get by the Renault. He will do it. as they head into the braking zone. We'll see just how many stops we've got today. Owen Wilson with a 140.288, smashing the fastest lap today. Matt Rosie and Smith Pell both on the 2-stop strategy. We got Owen Wilson on a 3-stop. Quite a different set of pit stop strategies throughout the entire grid. We'll see which one prevails today. As we're looking at the Red Bull from the helicopter. Smith Pell 3.5 seconds back of the leader. Hash is going to be on some quite old tires by the end of this race. Murph Selly sitting 5/10 back of Reenan. And Niru not far behind them. Both of them going to have DRS here. We'll hop on board the Alfa Romeo as we come down the pit straight. Murph Selly has Reenan in his sights. He's going to catch the McLaren before turn 1. Niru coming up as well. Clean exits out of turn 1. On board the McLaren of Reenan. Niru right behind him on the same tires. They both have DRS, so Niru won't close the gap too much on the McLaren. We know the McLaren's got some great straight line speed. Bit of a lock up there from Reenan. Niru closing up that gap though. Murph Selly taking advantage of the fresher medium tires, trying to get away from those drivers a little bit. Niru very close to the back of Reenan here, looking to make up a spot anytime. Reenan goes a little wide. As I said earlier, this tends to be kind of a strategy. Some drivers do tend to try to stay behind Reenan with another lockup. Try to hang back a little bit to get advantage of that DRS down this long straight. Reenan taking lots of curb there. Very fast section. Easy to mess up there. But they both stick it. The Ferrari with DRS, is he gonna catch him? He won't catch him in a turn 1 here. As they exit turn 2, we'll see if he can have any better luck here. Niru hunting down the McLaren. Reenan gets a great exit. Able to get on the power early. He won't succumb to the Ferrari just yet. Gaps are pretty open on the grid right now. This is the closest battle. Murph Selly is pulling away a little bit from Reenan. Well, we got a slightly different looking grid right now as it stands. We'll see if Hash can stay out ahead, if he can stretch those hards to the final 3 laps. Stay out ahead of the Alfa Romeo of Murph Selly. Niru is almost outside of DRS range, but he's sticking in there just enough. Reenan showing great pace on those hards. He may just do it if he stays out ahead. He's outside of DRS range. Great work by Renan to get out of the attack of the Ferrari. Fantastic driving from the McLaren. Looks like Houdini's trying to catch up to Guitar Maniac here, the Racing Point. Oh, and Guitar Maniac hits the wall and loses a big chunk of his wing. Majorly unfortunate for Ferrari. I don't know if he's going to bother pitting or if he's just going to try to get the car to the end of the race. He's going to keep it out. He's going to push the Ferrari till the end. It's going to be a difficult car to drive, but he's going to do his best. Little loose there from Dissection, coming out of turn 1. Owen Wilson only 3/10 back. Oh, and Soy Loco hits the wall into Castle. Completely loses his front wing. Oh, and it messes up the wing of Owen Wilson as well. The Haas making a mistake into that classic Castle area and collecting Owen Wilson while he was at it. Oh, and Soy Loco hits the wall. It's late in the race, so there's no safety car. As the Haas is just a wreck, Hightower going by his teammate there. Owen Wilson coming on the pit straight. I don't know if he's gonna bother. He is. He's gonna pit. I don't know if he would have lost 30 seconds in one lap or not to the cars behind him, but he opted to pit. New wing, new tires. Oh, he's got 2 laps. My apologies. I thought that was lap 25. Matt Rosie currently leading. He's got a 2-second gap on Smith Pell. Smith Pell is fighting. He's pushing that Red Bull with everything he's got, trying to catch up. Dissection only 8/10 back of Guitar Maniac. Guitar Maniac does have a wrecked wing. Dissection is hunting them down. They have 1 lap to go. As they head into the castle, we saw it collect Soy Loco and Owen Wilson earlier on. Dissection hanging on so he can get DRS down the pit straight. Make up a position, hopefully on Guitar Maniac, and hang on to it. As there's not much the Ferrari can do. Dissection taking over that position on the final lap here of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Matt Rosie coming through the final sector. Who I believe is a reserve driver, if I recall correctly, taking the win here in Azerbaijan for Alfa Romeo. Red Bull of Smith Pell coming through in 2nd position. A good, strong finish here at Baku. And third is going to go to Hash in the Renault. Murph-Selly coming across the line in fourth place for Alfa Romeo. A good 2-4 finish. Reenan, the crowd favorite, going fifth overall, with Niru close behind. Detail crossing the line in 15th. Labatt's coming through the final sector. And he'll cross the line in P7. Fox coming down the pit straight to finish P8 for Red Bull. Hightower right behind in P9. P10 goes to Owen Wilson. A strong race by the Williams. Houdini coming across the line in 11th for Racing Point. Twelfth is going to be Guitar Maniac in the Ferrari. A strong finish there even with a broken wing. Dissection coming across in P13, and the final car to cross the line, the Williams of LFR Herald. And that'll finish the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here in Baku. The driver of the day going to Niru of Ferrari. Fantastic award for Niru. Great drive. As Matt Rosie jumps up onto the top step of the podium, joined by Smith, Pell, and Hash. Getting in on the celebrations of champagne. As we get one last look at the grid here, Matt Rosie taking the win for Alfa Romeo. Smith Pell going second, and Hash taking the third step of the podium for Renault. Murph-Selly, the second Alfa Romeo driver, in fourth. Reenan taking fifth. Sixth goes to Niru. Seventh going to Labatt's. Niru starting from the back of the grid up into 16th, or up into 6th, sorry. Eighth going Fox. Ninth goes to Hightower. Owen Wilson taking the fastest lap and 10th position. Houdini going 11th, 12th goes to Guitar Maniac, 13th Dissection, P14 is Herald, P15 is Detail, P16 Soy Loco, Smith, ZGS, and Monkey Mafia rounding out the bottom of the grid, not finishing the race unfortunately, but things happen here. I'll see if I can't get the winning drivers in the party for a quick little interview. Just a couple moments. Alright, we're joined by our race winner, Matt Rosie. Congratulations on the dub.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
It was a fantastic drive. I didn't check at the end there. Were you on a 2-stop strategy?
Yeah, I was going to do soft, medium, soft, but then I got a little bit of damage under the VSC, so I decided to go onto the mediums. Just so I wouldn't have too much hardware at the end.
Make sure you hang on to him. Yeah, no, that was a solid choice by the looks of it. It looked like Smith Powell was slowly gaining on you near the end there.
Yeah, I realized that I didn't realize how fast he would be on the softs compared to my mediums, but luckily didn't have any penalties, and I was able to just hang on to it, and then I was able to speed up a little bit towards the end. But he was really gaining on me for the first like 5 or 6 laps. There, he was on the softs.
Luckily, there was no more laps to be had.
Yeah, yeah. Although I think on the last lap, my mediums started to get a little
the
better.
mediums, yeah, it could have fell into the grip window for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
No, that was fantastic. Great drive again. Some major points again for Alfa Romeo. Your teammate coming in 4th position there. So,
thank you. I appreciate it. Congrats to Hash and Smith Pell as well. And great podium.
Thanks a lot. All right, we are also joined by the 2nd place driver, Smith Pell. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
Fantastic drive today. Some good points for Red Bull. A good showing of the last season's champion.
Yeah, thanks. It's good to be back on the podium after a couple of... I just didn't have the greatest pace in the last 2 races, and Hungary some bad luck too, so it's nice to be back up here.
Getting back into your groove, that's for sure.
I hope so, but I need to be, because there's some fast... I wanted to swear there, so there's a lot of fast guys here.
Yeah, we definitely with the kind of new additions to the grid. We definitely got some quick guys giving you a good run for your money. So
yeah, which is perfect.
Break down the race for us a little bit. I didn't see near the end there. Were you on a 2-stop as well, I believe?
Yeah, I switched to the 2-stop early on. The tire wear on the first stint was just crazy. I think we were almost 20% rear degradation before we even started. So I think I got to lap 6, or I think it was 6, and I wasn't confident that I could get the hards to the end, even though I'm usually pretty good at managing it. And so went for the 2-stop, and yeah, I just had to make up the places on. I think it was just Hash actually. To come back through. I didn't think I'd ever catch Matt out front. I did gain on him for a little bit there, but I knew it was just a matter of time before my tires dropped off, and his would have been really good at the end in comparison to mine. So, and plus he's faster.
No, it was definitely a good push for sure, and it seemed like the 2-stop was definitely the way to go. I mean, there was obviously the option for a 1-stop, but I'm thinking that the tire, like you said, the degradation was quite high, so that would have worn out.
Yeah, clearly it was possible. I'd be interested to know what Hash's tires were at the end there, but he made it work, and he's still on the podium, so it's not like it didn't work at all. But yeah, it's tough in the game. We don't have a race engineer telling us what to do, so we have to figure it out.
Figure it out on the fly.
Exactly.
I think we're joined by Hash as well. Did you see what your tires were at there, Hash?
Yeah, I think they were at 50% or 60%, but I didn't have any kind of pace throughout the race. I think I was on the wrong strategy, because the guys around me were always on the faster on the faster tires, and they were catching me, and I didn't have any kind of pace. So I think luckily there were some guys in front of me who had some kind of incidents, so I gained, I think, 1 or 2 places because of that. And
yeah,
I was trying
definitely...
to just keep my nose clean.
Well, it seemed to work out because, like you said, I mean, definitely some guys were on quicker tires, but I guess, yeah, keeping your nose clean and staying out of the pits was worked out for you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us there, Smith. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Congrats on the 2nd place and some extra points for Red Bull.
Yeah, thanks again. Thanks for doing this.
Certainly. And last but not least, we got the 3rd place guy of Hash. Thanks for joining us. Congrats on the podium.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Break your race down a little bit for us.
Well, so as I said, I had no kind of pace, and I was struggling on this track. I didn't practice too much, but luckily I gained a few positions in the start, and then I saw Murph and Selly was gaining on me quite a lot, and I think he braked late into turn 1 or something, so he just crashed out, and I never saw him again. So that was lucky for me. And then even Owen Wilson had some kind of incident or something, so Yeah, lucky race.
Yeah, he definitely had an incident late for sure. I did catch it on the stream. Soy Loco pulled a bit of a Leclerc and crashed in the castle section there, and that collected Wilson as well. So
Well, I owe Soy Loco a beer then.
fantastic job. Congrats again on the podium.
Yeah,
That's some nice points for Renault, and yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, hopefully see you.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks.
That was Hash, the third place driver for Renault today, rounding out the podium. Congrats to the top three. Fantastic race. Nothing short of exciting incidents and the like. Join us next week for some more East Coast Formula One action.